Before you pull anything in patch 2.4, you need to hear this. We're only getting around 80 free pulls this patch, way below the usual 110. So if you're free to play, every mistake hurts. Let's talk about who's worth your pulls. Welcome back, and in today's video, it's all about the upcoming new agents, Dialyn and Banyue, and with the reruns, Hugo's first rerun and Ellen's second rerun. We will talk about who should you pull, especially if you're free to play, who can only pull one agent or two if you're lucky. Disclaimer, I'm more of a practical player. I focus on agents that give consistent value, not just hype. So this video is for free-to-play players who want to make every pull count, or players who still don't know who to grab and they want the best value agent to grab. So if you're a waifu slash husbando lover or a collector slash whale, this video might not be for you. But I welcome you down in the comment section to share your thoughts about the video. And as always, hit that like and sub button, it really helps me to keep making these videos. Now without further ado, roll the intro. Patch 2.4 is just a few days away, but I'm way more hype about patch 2.5 because patch 2.4 is a peak filler patch that will introduce the debut of Yeshuan Guang. But we'll talk about that in a future video when 2.5 special program is out. Now, who should you pull? As free to play, like I always say in my pull-in videos, always pull based on your account. What is your account lacking? Do you need a DPS carry or a utility support? Before we talk about which agent to grab, first off, I want to let you know again, like I said in the intro, that the amount of free-to-play pulls that you're gonna get in patch 2.4 is surprisingly short on the polychrome department. I'm serious, like the amount of free-to-play pulls you can only get is like 80-ish pulls, which is not a lot, especially if you're on your 50. And if you have horrible luck like me, who always lose the 50 and always go full pity, I don't even know if you can get one agent in this patch, especially if you went broke in patch 2.3. What do I mean by that? Well, let me explain a worst case scenario. Let's say you're on your 50 and you haven't built any pity, so it's on 90. You lost the 50 and went full pity, like twice. That's equivalent to 180 pulls. That's the worst case scenario if that would happen. I just want to let you guys know how much pulls it actually takes to guarantee a single agent, if your luck is horrible. But if you get lucky, then congrats, I'm happy for you. Why am I telling you all of this? Because the next Void Hunter is upon us. It just makes things a lot more difficult. I'm not saying you should just skip this patch, I'm just saying there's not a lot of pulls to go saving, especially if you also plan to grab their vengeance. So let me just give you my honest opinion about the agents in patch 2.4 and what I believe is the best among the rest, aka your girl Dialyn. Now that we've seen what she can do and what she offers, she is absolutely broken. TLDR, Dialyn's value is a plus 3-second stun duration, a free chain into a free ultimate, good burst days, and gives good buffs for attack and rupture teams. Like a free ultimate, that's like 2 ultimates in a single stun window. That's a lot of damage, and if you play her with Ishuin, that's like 3 ultimates. She is our first dedicated rupture stunner. Nope, it's not Jafufu. Jafufu is a good overall stunner, but not a dedicated rupture stunner. That alone for me, it's enough that she is literally a must grab. She is good for old DPS agents and upcoming new DPS agents that are ultimate dependent. And I do believe if you're planning to pull for Yeshuan Guang, Dialyn is probably her best in slot. Now, moving on to the rest of the agents in patch 2.4, they all have one thing in common: a damage dealer. Though Hugo is kinda unique in the playstyle department, because if you didn't know, Hugo's playstyle is you play him with 2 stunners, you stun the boss, then Hugo wakes it up with Totalize. Rinse and repeat. And surprisingly, if you already have him, Dialyn is good for your boy, cause you can always guarantee an ultimate in the stun window. And if your Hugo has M2, you can literally do 3 Totalize in 1 stun window. Now that's disgusting. So if you're eyeing to grab him, make sure you have 2 stunners in your account, preferable the Husbando team, but I feel like that team is gonna be replaced once Dialyn comes out, and Hugo's best teams are going to be Dialyn with Jafufu or Qingyi. Is Hugo and Ellen still good to grab? I'll add Ellen here as well because Hugo and Ellen share the same element and playstyle. Since the meta of today's season is like an anti-Miyabi season, yes and no. No, because most of the bosses have ice resist, especially if you're planning to play them in a free-to-play build and on a free-to-play team. Yes, they can still shine in today's meta. You just need a good build and a solid team to make them shine. But in my honest opinion, I actually talked about Hugo on a previous video that Hugo is not free-to-play friendly. Why? Honestly, he sucks if you don't have a good stunner. And you really need his Wenjin, because if you didn't know, if you want your damage dealer to deal the best possible damage, then you slot in their signature Wenjin. I know there's alternatives, but again, not everyone has those alternatives. I'm talking about the free-to-play players here. Especially if you're new to the game where you don't have a lot of stunners in your account. Though if you're new, technically you can grind your account and grab Hugo with Dialyn and just slot in Anbi or Koleda or Lycon if you lost the 50 to them. How should I say this? I know some people are gonna disagree with this, but Hugo has too many cons than pros. This is why I said he doesn't feel like free-to-play friendly. And if you already have an ice DPS like Miyabi, then what's the point of grabbing another ice element where you already got that element covered? But let's move on, let's talk about your boy Banyue. Banyue, I believe, is going to be our second most complicated agent to play. Or maybe I'm wrong. Because from what I've seen, he is a combo-dependent agent where your timing is important. Kind of like Tekken or Street Fighter, where you need to memorize all these combo buttons to make the best out of him. He's our second Rupture Fire DPS, and your boy Minato got replaced instantly. A second ago, we talked about Hugo not being free-to-play friendly. Meanwhile, Banyue is surprisingly free-to-play friendly. Speaking of Minato, his Wenjin is surprisingly a good free-to-play alternative for him. And for team options, if you have Lucia, Jafufu, and of course Dialyn, then your boy Banyue fits well in your account. And for free-to-play teams, Pan and any other standard A-rank support will work for him, except Sukaku. He's surprisingly free-to-play friendly. The issue is though the patch pull count that I talked earlier ago. We don't have a lot of pulls to grab all these agents, so choose wisely on what your account truly needs. Now, lastly, let's talk about your girl Ellen. This is her second rerun, and I am very surprised that we just got 3 ice element agents back to back. But can I just say that they did Ellen dirty here? It kind of feels like they don't know who to rerun with Banyue. I think a utility agent should have been the agent that rerun here, but I'm not gonna complain though. Now the Ellen Wanters can now pull for her. Nothing much to say about your girl. I know everybody already knows who she is, what she does. But going back to the issue, we're only getting roughly 80 free pulls this patch. Way under the standard, so with a tighter budget, practicality matters even more. If you want long-term value for your account, make sure to pick what's best for your account. So it's not a lot, so don't think you can pull all of them, and don't forget that the next Void Hunter might be upon us. So it's really tough to find an angle to save unless you go the ballsy route and just skip the whole patch, just to save for Yeshuan Guang. Especially if you went broke on patch 2.3 trying to grab Lucia and Yadari. So let's go back to the previous topic earlier. Which agent is the best one to grab right now in this patch for long-term value? Especially with the tight budget that we got on this patch. My opinions have not changed. I believe it's Dialyn, because what she offers is so hard to pass. She's literally Astra level, where you really don't need her Wenjin. Her value is insane. Astra gives 2 free chains and Dialyn gives a free ultimate. Like Astra today is still meta defining because of her buffs and value she gives. And I can see that in Dialyn, especially if you're already an OG player in ZZZ, where you have tons of agents in your department. Adding Dialyn to your roster will buff your account, because I can see she can be played literally with every attack in Rupture teams. But I know some people will disagree with this, so do please leave a comment down below on your thoughts. Which one are you planning to pull, or are you skipping to save? Either way, good luck to your future pulls, and that is the end of today's video. Again, hit that like and sub button, and join the streams if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.